Before I have them come up, I believe Mr. Brooks was attempting to get the court's attention, so let me address him quickly.
I wanted the order of the court, if I may, really quick, pertaining to the last speaker. I have an issue with, if it pleases the court, we can address it later, or if you want to address it now,
Mr. Brooks, these are sentencing remarks. I'm not going to interrupt those sentencing remarks to have you address him individually.
No, I'm not talking about addressing him individually.
Mr. Brooks, we're going to continue. I'm not sure what you could possibly bring to the court's attention about a speaker who's already made a statement.
A very valid issue that I can bring to the court.
You can put it in writing, sir, while you're sitting there, and if it's something I need to address, I will. But I'm not going to disrupt what's happening right now to address that. You need to put it in writing. All right, go ahead, Ms.
So, put it in writing that...
Mr. Brooks, please put it in writing.
That's
If you
the
need some
same,
paper,
that's the
then
same person you had to work with the father of, right?
go ahead, Ms. Dunn. Mr. Brooks, please do not interrupt the court.
Like I said,
The
the same
record
person.
speaks for itself. All of those issues were previously put on the record. There's no need for you to make any
That is him
commentary
though,
about
right?
it.
You did work with his father though, right?
Mr. Brooks, stop. If you interrupt me again, you're going to risk going into the other courtroom. I'm not going to have
So
you
you're gonna hold me in
degrade
contempt?
the integrity of these proceedings.
I'm not
and the
attempting to
solemnity
cause
of
a
what's going on
controversy. I
right
just
now
wanted to know
by
that
once again trying to derail what's happening and
and
take
you
the
always
focus
talk
off of
about somebody trying to derail something as if that was the plan, like somebody coming
Mr.
here
Brooks,
to
I'm
derail
advising
something.
you to be quiet or I will clear this courtroom, and under Illinois versus Allen, you will lose your right to be present while the remainder of these individuals give their statements.
Okay, well, come on with it.
Once they start, I expect you to be
Come
quiet.
on with it, because that's what you've been waiting to do the whole time.
Piece of shit. Listen up and listen what she has to say.
All right.
God damn.
Sir, you're going to have to be removed. I'm sorry. I can't tolerate that from anyone. Mr. Brooks, my admonishment to you is the next person's going to get up and they're going to start their statement. And if
Okay, yeah, but you
interrupt-
made it seem like I'm trying to purposely interrupt that,
Mr. Brooks,
and I don't think
I'm
that's
turning
fair
to
to do
them.
that.
Please be quiet.
Okay, yeah, I still have the First Amendment right to be heard and to speak. I still have that right.
Mr. Brooks, this is a sentencing hearing.
I don't
The
care
trial
what it is. You're not
All
going
right.
to continue.
He is arguing
You're
with
not-
me. He is now forfeited.
You're not
his
gonna
right to be
continue-
present. Everyone
you're not
is to
gonna
clear the
continue-
courtroom while he's moved to the next courtroom, and I'll make the appropriate findings when I'm able to do that without
So can I get a
interruption.
finding of fact? Can I get a
I'm
legal
stepping
finding
off
of
the
fact?
bench.
Because I don't
There
agree to a
recess while that
stopper.
happens. Mr. Brooks has been removed to the other courtroom. Mr. Brooks, you're not muted, so if you're going to keep talking, I'll have to mute
I
you.
don't care about me.
All right, so I've muted him, as you can see and hear. He was not muted initially. I will advise there is a headset next to him should he wish to put those on. This court frankly acted a bit more swiftly than I have in the past due to the nature of the proceedings, the history of Mr. Brooks's outbursts during the trial, and him attempting to address an issue that was addressed by this court the very first time I ever had Mr. Brooks in the courtroom dealing with victim C's father, and this court certainly working with him in the past. I stand by the record that was made at that time. All of that was put on the record, and it's not an issue this court frankly needs to address today. It is frankly a blatant attempt by Mr. Brooks to be disruptive, to take the focus off of what I think is some very emotionally charged victim statements here today from those who have been involved with the Dancing Grannies and people who lost their lives on November 21 of 2021. I warned him a couple of times, even in my words, backtracked a little, told him I would have the state have the next victim make the statement, and if he then interrupted, I would have him removed. He wanted to debate with me. He interrupted me repeatedly, and at that point, there was also an outburst by a member of the gallery. I addressed that, and then I indicated the courtroom would be cleared. I think I owe it to the individual who was kicked out, because I've given Mr. Brooks this opportunity on many occasions. If that individual would like to come back into the courtroom and can do so respectfully without an outburst, they are invited back in by this court. Mr. Brooks, I will also advise you that you are welcome back into this courtroom if you can abide by the rules of decorum and civility. While you have a right to be present for this sentencing hearing, you do not have a right to interrupt the court, to disrupt the court, and to be defiant, which is how I would describe your very recent behavior. And that is why this court, under the authority in Illinois versus Allen, did remove you from the courtroom. I have the ability, of course, with the technology. He's able to hear, he's able to see. We are able to see him. He's muted right now. While I attempted to have him appear without being muted, he spoke over me. If he wants to come back in before it is his turn to speak to the court and present individuals who wish to speak on his behalf, he needs to simply ask the bailiff, and then, of course, abide by the rules of civility and decorum. It's of course, a very emotional day for many people here, if not all. And I think even more today than any other day, respect needs to be what guides everyone in this courtroom, and not interrupting and not having outbursts, no matter how difficult the situation may get at times.